welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's yours truly in the building.
Yeah.
I'm Brick.
Big Brick.
This is
Kev in the building,
Kev
man.
in the building,
We are
and you,
Men's Truth, baby.
Men's Truth.
Yes.
Back on another one.
Absolutely, man.
Welcome back, man.
With another special guest.
Oh, who we got?
Oh.
We might as well just introduce him right now.
We might as well go ahead,
Go
man. I'm
ahead.
gonna put it on you, man. Let's go.
He gonna put it on me.
Absolutely.
But he right there though.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We gotta look like. There
Oh,
he is.
man.
Yeah, he there. He ain't moved. He ain't ran yet.
So today we got a special guest coming in, TJ Bell.
TJ Bell, baby.
Appreciate y'all guys, man, for bringing me
Wait a
in.
minute. Who is TJ Bell?
Oh, TJ, who is he?
Huh?
Oh, who are
He's
you?
actually here,
He's actually here
stepping
in the flesh.
as a mental health expert. Man, we
Expert.
called it
Yes,
out,
sir.
baby. We called this out week one. That we was gonna bring help, man. And not only did we bring help, man, we brought one of the best and up and coming therapists, counselors,
brokerage.
and he's a man.
Yeah.
And he's gonna talk about some of these things that we gotta talk about. And if anybody is pumped up like me, put it in the comments, baby. Put it in the comments. Put it in the
Let's
comments.
go.
Baby, man, we're excited, man. We are excited.
Can't shoot, but,
you know,
you know,
so
that can air
so
shoot.
help is on the way.
Help is on the way.
Help is
on the way. We got a lot of help coming on the
Absolutely.
way. Next
Absolutely.
week we got help coming on the way in a big way. So we keep growing this thing. We keep pouring into our purpose.
Hey, man.
Is to
I
help,
like
to
how
help
you
the men.
said
You like
that,
that? Let
boy.
me say it.
Come
We
on.
keep pouring in
We keep on.
to our purpose.
Yeah.
Write that down. Don't try to steal my stuff.
Amen.
And you know what? I like how you said we keep pouring in because we
Yeah.
want to make sure that we remind the audience
Yeah.
that we'll be in St. Louis, Missouri, my
Yes.
hometown,
His
for
home.
an event called The Pour.
The poor.
We'll be a part of an awesome panel. The event date was June 15th. We'll make sure we put the flyer up again. We'll keep pushing this thing until we are in the building because we want people to get out and we want you to come. We want to see you there. This is an event for young men, teenagers, and adult men.
Adult men.
Women, nothing against y'all.
Nothing against you. Support though.
Sign your babies up. Sign your sons up.
Yeah.
Trust us with them for about an hour, 2 hours, and we'll make sure we bring them back home transformed, man, with some information that we didn't have that we're willing to give. It's going to be some powerful men in the building. So I look forward to it, bro.
Oh, definitely look forward to it. So these type of events right here makes me feel like, you know, every day that I wake up, even coming to this podcast, going out outreach and speaking more about it, that every day I'm growing as a person that I can be able to assist men.
That's good.
I mean, just a normal conversation sitting down at a restaurant and someone asks you, you know, what do you do? I'm
What's
glad
that
you
shirt
asked.
you got
What's
on?
that shirt
I'm
you
glad you got on.
I'm glad you asked.
New
Let me
merch
tell
on the
you.
way. New merch on the way.
I'm glad you
I'm
asked.
glad you asked.
So, and then talking, and once they hear you talk, it's not just something that's just throwing up. It's actually solutions to help. Men in restaurants catching tears. You're like, bro, all I just said was facts. What's out there right now? You know, we fearful to speak up.
I love it, man.
We fearful to be judged, and we need help. We need solutions. So that's how men work. If y'all didn't know how men work, give us a game plan and a solution, and we gone off of there.
We definitely, man, we're problem solvers, and that's a lot of the issues why we bump heads with women, man, because when y'all tell us stuff, we try to figure out a way to solve the problem.
Right.
But y'all just be wanting us to listen. We ain't got that connector thing yet. So we hear y'all, but we trying to figure out how to solve the problem or be an answer to a solution. And when y'all beat us down, that kind of puts us in a place to where, I got to be careful how I trust you. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some relationship things and how men think and how women push us away. I think that we'll touch on some of that, on how that affects men.
Yes.
But man, let's first and foremost, you know where we got to go because it's playoff time, baby. Hey, let's get into a little sports recap, man.
Recap all day.
Let's ask our guest, man. I know
where
exactly where I want to
wanna
start.
start
I'm
at?
coming to you after this because this dude right here, he's from Indianapolis.
Okay.
Don't hate, bro.
And he been hating on his own Pacers,
Hey,
man.
bro, hold up.
And those
Time out.
Pacers
Time out.
are in
Time
the
out.
Eastern Conference
Let's get this,
Finals,
let's
man.
get this straight.
Come on.
I stand up for Naptown all day, every day. I just don't be a big fan. You know, the team. I still support. Go Colts, go Pacers. You know what I mean? I just look at it from a different light. You didn't even support your team.
What team?
Well, you did have them.
What team?
Did you support?
I sat on her and sung a whole dog.
No. We ain't talking about them.
The Eagles.
Where you from again?
I put my neck out.
Where you from
for
again?
the Lakers.
Where you from?
Those my squads. Everybody know me.
Where are you from?
Only team from St. Louis I root for is the Cardinals, man.
Where are you from?
I just said I'm from St. Louis.
Okay, you said Cardinals. What other team was there before that?
I didn't root for the Rams, man. Man, you got to understand, man. I'm an 80s baby,
point.
bro. Listen, I'm an 80s baby. So let's go there. I'm an 80s baby.
Dude, I can do it on YouTube.
And then I'm an early 80s baby. You should already know this.
Oh, man.
The Rams didn't come to St. Louis until
It
the
don't
90s,
matter.
man.
You making
Bro,
excuses.
I've been an Eagles fan since the 80s, man.
Didn't he say he was?
So
born
I'm
in the
supposed
80s?
to jump ship from the Eagles and be a Rams fan just because they moved to St. Louis.
Just like I said, you supposed to support. The
But you
hometown.
jump ship
Did I jump ship?
from the Colts to the Baltimore Ravens.
I was never a super fan of the Colts. I grew up,
But you grew
like
up with
in
that
Emmitt
team.
Smith and Troy Aikman and the Cowboys.
Oh,
and
Lord,
then
you know
when I started playing, I started following people in my position.
So you was a Cowboys fan first.
They were everywhere. You couldn't even miss them on TV.
Breaking news.
You couldn't miss them
He
on
was
TV.
a Cowboys fan.
I like the Cowboys growing up. Who didn't like the Cowboys? All your clothes, you probably had Cowboy stuff on there. You probably had Cowboy boots and a hat.
Y'all see
didn't you?
these? Cap. Cap. That's what we're going to do from now on. Cap. Every time
Kev-
Rick says so.
Kev
Cap.
is a hater.
Hey, man, brother
A
TJ.
minor.
Let's get it.
Oh no.
Let me hear you say LV. Hey, man, stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, y'all believe that though?
No.
You know what? Yes.
Okay.
What?
I do, man.
Why are you believing all this? It's all media, man. I don't believe nothing on social media right now.
Hey, so you don't believe Kendrick Lamar is winning that battle? Or has won that battle?
That's different.
He was in denial.
That's different.
He was in denial
That's a
till I
rap
played.
battle.
Like
That's a rap battle.
So you don't believe any? You think
let's-
everything?
Me and
he
Kev
said
about to
was
have a
true?
rap battle right now, and I'm gonna make up something, and everybody gonna believe it, right?
Come on.
It's punchlines.
Come on.
It's
Go
like
ahead.
it's like a roast fest. It's like a roast fest. So if I'm roasting you, I got to throw something at you.
Bro had some receipts, man.
Yeah, nah, what receipts? You got to pull facts up.
Hey, man. So if he didn't have receipts, why did Drake come right back with a song that said that I threw something out there for you to go look up, and you fell for the bait?
Is that receipts or is that just taking?
That means he actually went out there to go try to find some information on Drake.
you got teams that's gonna try to have the most dirt on the next person. It's a rap battle. There's no rules. There's no rules.
So
there's no fact checking. There's none of that. They just hit you below below the belt, and then see which one sound better.
I agree with that part.
But Kendrick did win.
But when Drake said it in his own song that I threw something out there for you to go look up, and you fell for the bait, meaning that he was trying to cover up for a lie that he personally put out there based off of him, which I don't think it was a lie. I think it was the truth, and that was concerning him having an 11-year-old daughter. He said he planted that out there.
Okay,
for,
where's that?
for
Where's
Kendrick
that
to go find.
parent at? Where's that parent at? Where's
I
that
don't-
parent standing up?
You
and
missing the whole point.
But listen, I don't care about none of that because none of them paid me in this battle. You know what I mean? I ain't making
Hey man,
no money.
how do
on
we
this,
get? See, you know what? How do we go this route?
Because you did it.
I did.
You did.
I'm guilty of it sometimes. You know.
Say sorry.
Well, you know what we wrong?
Never say sorry.
Ever. Never. You know, but man, let's get our guests involved, man. Before we go back into the sports recap, man. Let's talk a little bit about this little Drake and Kendrick Lamar. What's your perspective, bro?
Man. Well, Kendrick is definitely winning this battle lyrically. I think he's
100%.
killing Drake. I mean, Drake has the beats and everything that Kendrick doesn't really focus on, I believe. But in regards to if this information is real,
Yep.
Kendrick's killing him.
And if you remember, beforehand when Drake battled Pusha T,
Yeah.
everybody said the same thing that the fanboy over said about Drake. Hey, Drake is not like that. That's not true. Drake doesn't have a son. Not only did he drop the son, he dropped his name in there. And people said it's not true. Drake said it wasn't true, and then boom.
It was a good strategy. That's what you supposed to come up with.
Yeah, man.
He's not.
I love it.
He don't play NFL. He don't play Madden at all because he's getting whooped right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kendrick came out, and if everybody's singing a hook and dancing to it,
the whole entire coast.
You lost.
Yeah.
The West Coast, man, has adopted this song as
it's playing
an anthem, bro. That's a West Coast.
It's cold. But I told you in the middle of battle, I can't say he was blown out the water because Drake stood in there and battled back. He just didn't have a good strategy.
Water, man. He got drowned in that water. Hey, man, that man just got drowned in that water.
He's not about to lose.
That water was shark infested.
He lost the battle. That was it. He lost the battle. It's time for somebody else to have battle. I'm tired of now these other people having battles. So yeah, I don't know about them. The game coming out of nowhere. Go sit down. go sit down.
I ain't seen that yet.
He was rapping against Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Then you had Chris Brown killed Quavo, so they ain't no coming back from that one. And then J. Cole went in hiding. I don't know what happened to him because I thought he was gonna come out with some lyrics. He just went right away.
Yeah.
Kanye was that a punk move, or do you feel like that he understood his position, his lane?
I think he didn't want it to mess up. You know where he's. How would you say it? His peak accomplishments because you would start digging into past and all that stuff. You want that. Yeah.
Said,
what about the baby coming in? He jumped in and he was doing freestyles on all their beats, all the way through it. So he was just jumping in.
I didn't pay that much attention. I wasn't that engulfed in who was doing that.
No, I thought you caught that part. No. All right,
I missed it.
No.
Is it worth one to look up or something?
It was cold.
I probably still won't go look.
It was. He probably won't. But he was just jumping on the beats and rapping behind them. But it was cold. It was cold freestyles.
Yeah.
So he still got it. Anyways, we're going to move on to the sports, Kev.
Yeah, man. A little bit of sports, man. So playoff basketball. What are you thinking, man? How do you see
your squad?
So as of right now, we got the Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. As we sit, when this is recorded, Boston is up 1-0.
Yeah.
We still have Dallas and Minnesota. So I'm finna put some feet to the fire, man.
You over here in
Texas. So who do you have? Dallas and Minnesota.
I got Minnesota.
Ooh.
I got Minnesota on that one.
Ooh. You heard it here.
7-game
Texas,
series. What is it gonna go?
6 games.
6 games.
4-2.
4-2 Minnesota.
I like that.
I don't argue with that.
I like that.
But I'm gonna argue with that, baby. I got those doggone Dallas Mavs, dog. 4-2. I'm gonna tell you, man. This is why I got the Mavs. Wow. Hey, look, strap in. I'm gonna tell you why. So if you watch the Minnesota series, right, against Denver, they exploited the guards of Denver. Mm-hmm. Joker still was a walking triple-double, even though he had 2 7-footers. He was still a walking triple-double. And then if you watch that Game 7, he had both of them boys in foul trouble.
Yeah.
The 6th man of the year came off the bench and did really well against Joker momentarily at the end of the game, but that's not even what we're talking about here. We're talking about the guards. So, and Edwards said in the press conference he can't wait to guard Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake. I'm going to tell you why. If Ant guards Kyrie, who going to guard Luka? You're not going to put Mike Conley on Luka, man. Man, Luka going to destroy Mike Conley, man.
Are you serious?
All right, so you want to go Jaden Daniels? I am. What?
Who has the more experience?
Conley.
Conley does.
You would put Conley on Luka?
Yes. Because you know what Luka's going to do? Try to shoot from the outside perimeter. And he keep missing.
Man, Luka will destroy.
If he misses majority of the game's over with.
Yeah.
If he's not hot, the game's over with. Because everything down is going to ride on Kyrie. And if he's locked up, what else you got?
Surprise.
Bro, Do you hear yourself?
Yep.
I heard myself, but
So you think that Luka can Conley can guard Luka?
yeah.
I think
And that Anna's gonna guard Kyrie.
I think that's what's going to happen. But Luka's still going to score.
Uh-huh.
I think Conley's going to put enough pressure on him to limit him on his full capabilities, and I think that's going to be enough for them to win out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to show y'all something. Cap. Man, Luka finna put 50 on that kid head, man.
No.
Hey, man, because
Cap.
For real.
look, see now you got
Cap.
Kyrie, who's not even ball dominant at this point on the team. He okay with like, hey, I get mine when I get mine. So you gonna take Ant away, which I feel like Ant should be the one to guard Luka. That's my personal opinion. Leave Conley as a defensive
Who's
matchup.
faster?
It's not about speed, bro. It's
yes,
not.
it is, 'cause
you ain't been watching Luka if you think it's about speed. Him and Joker the slowest freaking players
Yeah,
in the
but
league.
then you got Kyrie putting up the pace of the game. That's what I'm talking about. The pace of the game is going to change with Kyrie having free will
It's not
to
about
the board.
speed with Kyrie, man. He's a ball handler, man. He's poetic, man. He's just about
Penetrating the paint.
Yeah.
So
you want to keep them on the outside perimeter as much as possible. What I'm
you
saying,
want to be able to keep them on the outside, man.
and let Luka.
But let's say you put them on the outside. Hey, man, PJ Washington is a bucket. Tim Hardaway Jr. Is a bucket, leading the
Michigan
league
guy
in,
right
in
there.
3-point field goal percentage.
Clearly.
You know what I'm saying? This guy, he want to talk about Michigan. We ain't talking about Michigan, man. We talking
All day.
about the doggone Dallas Mavericks,
I
man.
just take it away from me for a second.
It's only one team in Dallas that I rock with, and that's the Mavs. The Cowboys, y'all know where y'all can go.
You see, he jumped shit, right? Y'all see that? Y'all heard?
Hey,
for
come on,
weeks.
man. Every
Y'all
opportunity I
heard
get, I'm
for
going to take a
weeks.
shot at
He
them.
said the Lakers, and now he want to switch over to the Mavs.
No,
That's my team.
no, sir, no, sir, no, sir.
Cap.
Not one time did I say that the Mavs was my team. I said that's the only team in Dallas that I will rock with. I'm a Lakers fan through and through.
Don't try to cover up now.
Man,
bro.
no, ain't no covering
Don't
up.
try to
You
cover
doggone
up,
Cowboys, Baltimore
How you
Ravens
gonna-
fan, you.
All of a sudden, I'm not throwing on a Mavs jersey just
Hey,
because they're the
man.
only ones in the playoffs.
Hey, I'm applauding those. I'm not going to put on a Mavs jersey. But I said, once again, I will root for them
Okay.
out of every
That's
team
fair.
that's in Dallas. What's wrong
That's
with
fair.
that?
TJ.
That's fair.
you-
But I like what you said though, man. I like how you say Minnesota because really, as passionate as I am about sports, man, Anthony Edwards, man, good God,
He a dog.
that boy is different.
He
I
back
think-
where he talked.
Ooh, hey, and he gonna talk.
Yeah.
That's one thing about that boy. He is going to talk.
Yeah.
So I love the fact, and I can't wait to see him and Luka have a moment on the floor, face to face. Because Kyrie, he's reserved. He ain't gonna do all that talking back. But I want to see him and Luka have that moment. I want to see Luka laugh in his face and say, "Meet me at 40 points," and say, "If that's what you want to do, I'm gonna beat you there." And just it's so good for the
Luka don't
NBA,
trash
man.
talk. Luka don't really have like his trash talking don't come out.
Yeah. He let PJ do all the trash talking.
You see me, I shoot on you.
He-
Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
he'll laugh in their face. You see him laughing in people's face. Drop 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he killed. But that's why I said they
I
gotta
enjoy it, man.
they gotta put pressure on both of them to change the flow that they want to have. You know how they dominate and they start moving people around. You shut Kyrie and you get Luka off his game. That's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna make the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
put it on your boy Washington to shoot.
Hey,
And
he a dog, man.
He can, but
PJ a dog, man.
It's
That boy
gonna-
is a dog. And that rookie Lively, hey, man.
But it's
Say,
Minnesota
man.
has defense though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
They got-
Hey, man.
It's just not one player.
See, the Minnesota goes as far as Cat goes. Cat is the liability of the team, man. If Cat got an off night, the team is off.
But wait,
Yeah.
when Mike Conley got back in and was playing, he commanded everybody's
All
role.
Mike Conley
Yeah.
does is manage the game. But
He did. He
but-
managed
but
the
it-
game to play the defense. They even said it all over SportsCenter.
Hey, man.
He came back, the whole game changed.
Yeah.
We're not disagreeing that point, but we are disagreeing the fact of man, it's as far as Cat goes.
Who's gonna win that
man,
series?
it proved it. I already said who's gonna win.
Who's gonna win that
You
series?
been there. You weren't paying attention, man.
I'm just changing it.
You wasn't paying attention. Look. So what I'm trying to say is, man, when Cat is off, no matter what Ant does, Ant dropped 44 and lost because Cat was off.
You can't do it by yourself.
Nobody can do it by themselves. That's a whole nother point. But I'm saying you need the co-stars to be able to show up.
Absolutely.
And Cat is the all-star. He's the co-star. So if Cat is off, they are done. But if Kyrie is off, the Mavs can still win.
You think the Mavs is coming, and then you got who's gonna win over there? Boston.
So on the East, man, I'm telling you, after watching that first game, man, I feel like the Pacers can shoot, bro. They can shoot.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good shooting team. And the number one seed, the number one team supposedly in the NBA, had to score 132 points in overtime.
Yeah.
To beat the number 6 seed in the Pacers.
Yeah.
It's gonna come
They had to score 130 plus points to beat the Pacers.
I think it's gonna come out of the game.
Oh man, the Celtics in trouble,
And
man.
it was in Boston?
And in Boston. I know they got the win, but y'all better come better, man. Ain't nobody play no defense.
Yeah.
That's the Pacers, and they shot 60%.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. I just think that thing goes back to Naptown. Ooh-wee, Jason Tatum, you a hometown guy. Hey, but I'm going to need you to lock in with that inner Kobe, man, and stop doing all them doggone jump shots, man. You the force, man. Attack. Man, look for Jaylen Brown on the cuts, man. That's where he's good, man. So that's just my opinion. I think that series is a coin flip, man.
You gonna coach the game?
I would love to get. Hey, man.
I'll get him on the sideline.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm pretty good, man. I coached 15 years, big fella. I ain't. You know,
How many else?
call me. I'm available.
How many else?
You know, not a lot. Not a lot. Hey man, ask about
pull
me,
up
man.
the records
Hey
on
man,
the
he'll be in
album.
St. Louis. He'll be in St. Louis June 15th. He can ask all the questions he wants to the people that matter. You know,
I'm
but
gonna give him the blues all day.
man, you can't give me the blues. Man. I am the blues. But man, let's get to our guests, man. You know, I enjoy our sports segment, man, but I love the fact that we have a guest in the building, and you know, you wanna start with the questions?
We can start off. We can start. I mean, you know, we can do it. We just gonna figure out who Mr. Bell is today.
You do?
And we gonna we want to dig in deep and figure out, you know, from his experience. Tell us a little bit more about you, who you are, where you come from, and you know, just dig deep and figure out where we are today.
Yeah. So
No pause.
first name TJ, Mr. Bell. You know, I grew up in a small town in Tennessee, Clarksville.
Okay. I know where that is.
Yeah, and I graduated high school in 2014. I immediately joined the military.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Air Force.
Nope.
Oh man!
The best branch, but
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So I did that, and I ended up getting stationed out in Glendale, Arizona.
Okay.
I did that for 4 years. Went on a couple deployments, and after that, ended up getting out after 4 years. Ended up going to school, studying geospace, and then
Wow.
yeah,
It's totally different.
totally
It's way
different.
weird.
Yeah. And after that, you know, I went up to get my master's in leadership, and then, I mean, the rest is history, education-wise. But I grew up in a small town. Family was together. My brother was 10 years older. My sister was about 16 years older. So there was a big gap in regards to being able to build relationships with them. But yeah, that's a short summary of where I'm from. Yeah.
And you said you have both your parents in the household?
They're both in the household, but we're gonna dive deep into some things about that and what I would like to talk about in regards to is it better in certain situations to live in a household where it's, you know, they don't talk, they don't get along, you know, it's constant fighting, there's constant segregation in regards to the kids and things like that, or having to split up and, you know, have a healthy relationship with your parents.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good, man. Hey, you know what? Let's go there, because where I would love to even start, even with questions, is we can start from parenthood because we had a special guest on our last episode. Shout out to Reggie George, man. We thank him again for coming on. He owns a company called Father Figure Apparel, and he also has a non-for-profit for Father Figure, where he gets out in the community and he becomes a father, figure to a lot of young men that are in broken homes. But coming from, like you said, with both of your parents in the home, and you notice a lot of toxic and maybe uneasy situation from parenting and relationship between them. How did that shape you and make you say, you know what? Boom, okay. I know what I don't want. I know what I do want. But how does that shape you and get you on the path that you're on to help so many people?
Man, well, it shaped me negatively in a couple ways. Growing up in a household like that, a lot of people looking outside in, it's great. Your parents are together. But I only talked to my dad about 30 minutes, 45 minutes out the day.
Wow.
Because he was working 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. He's tired after work. He's grinding, and then same thing with my mom. There's constant times after football practice I have to walk home. 4 or 5 miles every day, just because I couldn't get a ride. Because they're grinding. But after graduating, I've been able to self-reflect and look at, the past of my parents and the household. And, I've had my own troubles with connecting with others, being distant. When a problem comes off, I'd rather be silent, and back off from the situation. It shaped me better because realizing it now, I've been able to get help from other therapists and, guidance, like you say, going to therapy and things like that. But, building relationships in regards to having a girlfriend, boyfriend relationship and things like that, all of that's been harmed because of my past with my parents.
So let's go a little bit deeper into that. Have you faced any childhood traumas?
Yes.
And are you still holding on to them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Not as much as I did, but I still have some fears that, and some things that restrict me from doing things with others. And, I have a little boy now, and I've been able to learn about.
Congrats.
Thank you. I've been able to learn from the situation that I was in to, focus on him and guide him in a different path. But it definitely affects me still to this day.
Wow. I know, I remember my sons and my daughter, man, my kids are much older, man. But I remember when I found out I was going to be a dad, man. And the first thought that came in my mind is I can't allow him to experience what I did.
Yeah.
I gotta be a change before he even figures out how to hiccup, how to breathe, how to talk. I gotta be the change that he needs, because I don't ever want him to experience what I did. And me and his mother weren't even together. But I was like, hey, we gotta at least come to some kind of agreement that we can't taint his view of us.
Yeah.
How we view our parents. So you mentioned even dealing with some childhood traumas, man. That's where a lot of my traumas come from.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And seeing things that I saw at an early age, experiencing things that I experienced at an early age. And my question to you is, does that create a motor for you, or does that create resentment when it comes to building relationships with people when they get close?
If you had asked me this 2 years ago, I wouldn't say it would be resentment. I would just say it would be, closed off. I wouldn't be ready to take that risk now. It's definitely a motor.
Yeah.
I'm fueled by the past, and it's a constant job working on it, to better yourself. So yeah, it's definitely a motor.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're working on it. So what are some things that maybe you can even talk to some men on the trauma part of things of life? How do you work on those things? How do you effectively help, yourself? What's going on around you that says, oh, whew, I feel healing from this, or I feel like I can actually deal with these things that I've experienced?
There's many things that would take a part of that, but self-reflect is huge. You have to be in control of your own mind and your feelings and the way you look at other things in life. That'll play a part into the outcome most of the time. So self-reflect and being comfortable with being vulnerable. Not a lot of men are out, seeking help, talking to friends even. They would rather keep things bottled up, until, that balloon pops. So being vulnerable, also, using your family and friends for guidance and just listening to others, looking for information. I mean, the internet is better than it's ever been in regards to information. So there's free information everywhere. I like to read up on things and listen to podcasts, and I think that's probably the most cost effective if somebody's in a bound, and they can't pay for other resources.
Yeah.
I found out during my struggle, like you're saying, being vulnerable enough.
Yeah.
That being that vulnerable enough, some people don't even know where to start to look at yourself. You hit
good.
So low
of
a rock bottom, you don't know where that even ground to start on top of that. You feel like you're underneath it. And so keeping it all buried in, you say how to release it. Do I talk to somebody? This is my brother, and I don't even know how to talk to my brother. This is a therapist. I don't even know how to tell the therapist the details.
That's good, bro.
Because if I tell someone, my brother, I'm going to see this therapist, it's look like you're handicapping yourself. And if you tell this therapist what you feel like is your deepest concerns, you're wondering if they're really hearing you to give you solutions.
Yeah.
So a lot of us out there figure out that, like I said, these men want solutions. And if you're going to someone you're paying as a professional, you feel like sometimes it's not giving solutions. You're just taking information from me.
Yeah.
It's not turning around and giving me solutions. So I felt like in my moment of having experience with my brother and having experience with the professional therapist, that I still was at a rock bottom level. And I didn't know how it'll come out. And that's where you still feel like you're self-destructing. And so when you say being vulnerable and taking the first step, fellas, I say take the first step and get on your knees. And that first step is you by yourself asking for help from a higher up spiritually. And what that's going to do internally is going to give you the energy to stand up to talk to your brother. It's going to give you the energy to go through a therapist or having a safe place like this to talk. Because you don't know where to start and you feel like you're way down here and you saying start with you. But how do you start with you? Prayer. And my belief is prayer, because I could not find a solution between these two. And I still was self-destructing. And I started to find an understanding when I was on my knees and I said, God, I don't know how to do this anymore. I'm punching, I'm hitting air, I'm yelling, and no one's hearing me. But if I talk to you and I start to understand, that's when you start getting brothers around who understand what you're saying so they can interpret. It's like a foreign language in that moment. But once you start to understand it, going to your knees sound a lot better than feeling vulnerable going to these other places.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, like, man, you don't feel as judged. You don't feel as weak in the moment. You feel like I'm finally getting it out. And instead of me self-destructing, this is my place. And if y'all don't really understand it, try it. Because I'm telling you, I was lost between the two. I didn't know how to talk to family, know how to talk to friends, and I faced that suicide. And that suicide was like, it wasn't a reason of running from that. It was a reason of stopping the pain between my ears. You know, and that's where you might have somebody before that's dealing with that, or they right on the line of dealing with that.
Yeah.
And that's where I found out that it was working for me. So through your experience, that question I asked you, are you finding out that more people you run into are below at that rock bottom level, or are they right there at that fence of trying to handle it themselves?
It's a mixture. I would say most probably are at the rock bottom. And that's due to a lot of things that we face today. I mean, the economy, you know, the internet, you know, you have my first client, I'll never forget him. He lives out in New York. He's a very successful man, but he's been trying to find the even ground of working and spending his life with his kids in his home. And, you know, his partner, you know, she's, you know, talking marriage things with him and things like that. And he's, you know, he's trying to find a way to get better. And I'm glad that you brought up, you know, kneeling. That's the best thing to do. But some situations that I'm in with some of these clients, they don't have a belief. And
speak more on that. That's it, because
yeah,
some of them don't.
Some of them don't have a belief. I mean, the best thing you could do is in that situation is help them with connecting with another person, you know, that can be a mentor to them. It can be a leader to them. And that's where I provide my biggest strength, is being a liaison to these patients and their therapists.
I like that. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You go ahead. I was about to ask you that.
Well, I wanted you to elaborate a little bit more on being a liaison with, you know, especially for the people out there that don't understand the bridge that you provide to so many people. But if you could elaborate just a little bit more on what you do and how you do what you do.
Okay. So outside of Find Your Root, I've been a recruiter for the last 6 years. I've been recruited for, you know, solar, doctors, corporate, you name it. And mental health has always been a background in me. I've always believed that that was a great foundation for whatever else you have in life. And, you know, I'm grateful that I've been able to build those skills, because me as a liaison now, I do things way different than the average hospital, clinic you go to that's going to send you as a referral for these therapists. Me personally, I call these therapists, I get to know them. I get to know their background. I get to know what they've been through. I get to know their strengths and weaknesses, what they believe in, their beliefs, and what motivates them.
I love that.
Yeah. And then I also connect with these patients. You know, I get to know their background. I get to know who they look forward to as a leader. Things that hospitals and clinics won't ask these patients. And, you know, being a liaison is very, it's what gives me the biggest motivation, and it's what powers me, because I know I'm connecting these therapists right with these patients, and they're going to get the best thing that they can for the most cost-effective way on the market.
Yeah, it's I call it, you're the bridge over troubled water.
Yeah,
you know, and to be able to be a connector of two different sides, a side that can help and a side that's at the end of a rope. And you get an opportunity to tie knot between two ends. And that says a lot about, even as we go a step further into your actual baby, your business that you are currently growing.
Yeah.
So if you could, man, talk more to the business that you have and that you're doing now. You mentioned it a little bit as you talked, but I would love to hear about that before we go even further down this hole with men. But tell us what you do with your business.
So with my business, I have a platform. It's a website, and it has 24/7 safe, secure messaging on there. So anybody across the world can join, and there's different categories of traumas. There's about 12 categories that people can log into and connect with others.
Wow.
So
that is amazing.
Is
that
awesome.
Restricted to men, or is that for
That's anybody?
So men and women and children. If you could, at this moment, our production team, if you could make sure that you tag this information on the screen at this very moment. And I want to talk to our followers and the people that are watching and understand exactly what he said, because I'll have him repeat it again. This is the help in a safe place that you can go and find a person that will tie you to the help that you need in that moment. I'm a firm believer, man. I go to Jesus about everything, man. But sometimes God will give things to us soldiers. I think that's a good way to put it. To where we can be helped in dealing with your current state, your current situation. Mm-hmm. So you're not alone. And what he said, and I'm going to have him repeat it again, it's safe and secure. You don't have to worry about things being blasted all over. This is personal. This is an one-on-one experience. So if you could go and tell us one more time, man, about what you do, man, and that's so encouraging, brother. You have it again.
So findyourroot.com. It's a place where you can talk with others internationally. Any age, any ethnicity. There's no limits. And it's 24/7 instant messaging. You can even direct message other people across the world. And there's many different traumas that you can focus on. Mainly, most people don't just have one trauma. And the reason I did all these different categories because, sometimes people don't want to talk about all their traumas. They're just okay with talking about one. And that's a step in vulnerability. And you just take those steps to being able to open up. But another aspect of Find Your Root is also me being a liaison for these people and getting them the therapist that they need.
Wow.
And also, being able to talk personally with these people every day, these patients every day. How's your day going? How's your last meeting go? What have you done to what have you seen that has improved in your life since you started? Things like that. And those are the type of things that I wanted because I used to be, I still am in therapy, and I would love something like that.
Yeah.
Being able to talk to, the owner of the company, and actually feel that he's genuine or she's genuine, and he actually cares, and that's mainly why I created it the way that it is.
I think that ties into men's truth. Big time as being that bridge for all races, genders, background, and you're touching a subject that people really haven't figured out a solution for. You just gave them a solution right there. Mm-hmm. Hey, you can message me, and you can have a conversation across the board, and you realize you're not the only one in this fight.
Yeah.
Somebody all the way on another side of the country is dealing with that.
Man.
And as we outreach to all these men, all ages, all backgrounds, don't care about race, that's exactly what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But you just handed a solution, which we said we were going to bring people on here with solutions. That's one solution right there. It's keeping it discreet. That's a baby step to you opening it up to growing into a much more of a healthier person overall.
Absolutely.
So the point I want to tie in, speaking about health-wise, a lot of men don't understand that when you're self-destructing, what it does to you internally. So where I want to tie it in from your experience, and you're hearing all these people from all different places tie in, and you're seeing the experience, you're talking to the therapist, how can you let people know by holding this in and saying, I got it, what does it do to men's health internally?
Physically, holding feelings in, negative feelings, emotions, things like that, it causes inflammation. It causes more stress, elevates your blood pressure, fatigue. I mean, you name it. These things can cause so many different things. But it also, if you have a family, it's going to be a correlation with your family, and also your job. You're working every day. It's going to hinder your job as well. And most men, they are the provider of the house, so they need to be mentally clear to do these things. So internally, you start, if you're a believer, you can start second guessing your beliefs. Why am I going through this? Did I deserve this? What have I done? It can cause a guilty conscience. I mean, it's a domino effect, really is, and that's why we really need to focus on taking the steps to getting better.
Does that shorten the lifespan of a male?
Absolutely.
By what? What percentage?
I mean, we can go as extreme as suicide, right? Right now,
it cuts you down right there.
It cuts you down right there. So, I think the average male in America sees 74 years old. I might be wrong about that, but if you're 30 years old, you just cut off 40 plus years of your life. But then if you do live, to see the other day, it can cut you as much as 20 plus years of your life.
Well, I kind of want to go back into what you were speaking about, the point of, the business that you have, man, where you're connecting. And I'm curious to know how many men are looking to connect in that type of way. Is it more women, or is it equally as men? Is it youth? Like what have you been seeing numbers wise? Are the men finally reaching out, or they're not reaching out, or what are you thinking? What do you see?
80% are men.
Wow.
80% are men.
Wow.
And I want to say the reason of that is because they see who's operating it. They know I'm a man, and I was a veteran, so I can relate to a lot of different things. But I'm not sure if that's the case. But yeah, 80% of my clients are men.
Wow. So this is the huge question for me, because I think this is probably one of the bigger issues. African American men. What percentage would you say that that black men are saying, "Hey, I need help," versus other backgrounds, ethnic groups?
I have not ran that report, but there's a far fewer amount of African Americans that have reached out.
I didn't want to assume that. That's why I wanted to ask that. And where we come from, and maybe you heard this, but I know I heard it, and I'm pretty sure my brother heard it. As a kid growing up, we were always told, boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Stop acting like a punk.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Boys don't do this.
Suck it up.
suck it up, tough it out. But what I've noticed is that men, those same boys that turn to men, become cold-hearted and numb to even their own pain and traumas and things that they deal with. So what it creates a domino effect, a form of generational curse that's tied to the men after them.
Yeah.
So how do we help in that aspect, in that groove, in that lane, to be encouragement for men that look like me, to say, hey man, it's okay, bro. You can get some help. How do we help in that way, man? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah. Well, we know it starts at home. But we have to get connected with these men. We have to. And thankfully we have a great foundation of social media now. And that's going to play a huge part in getting them to want to be connected and also turning them into believers.
I love it. Man, I want to talk to men right quick. Because I feel this in my heart, man. I feel this in my heart heavy. You're not alone, bro. You are not alone. And for that man out there that may be dealing with suicidal thoughts, for that man out there that may be struggling at home with his wife or girlfriend, for that man out there that's dealing with childhood traumas, you are not alone. Man, this thing is bigger than a podcast, man. We want to help. And if you don't feel the courage to reach out to a brother like TJ, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Brick, or if you want us to middleman a connection, we will do that. Because I want to see a healthier man. And what I'm personally learning, that my health starts here. And it connects to here. And then it starts to affect the whole entire body. And what happens is men that aren't healthy, it starts from here and it goes to here. And that's when it starts to affect your brain. I'm in the fight with you, big dog. Let's get it. So I want to talk again, bro, to you, brother, TJ. Man, my heart is full, man, because I'm thinking about so many men, including myself, that can use what you do.
Yeah.
I commend you, man. I commend you. Even stepping out of your childhood traumas and things that have tried to defeat you.
Yeah.
To not look at a dollar amount, but say, hey, you know what? I just want to help. Where do I help? So, is this cost effective, or is how do people? Because I'm pretty sure that's a thought on people's mind. Man, that sounds something like I wouldn't mind doing, but man, it might cost me too much money.
Yeah. I have the most cost-effective therapy solution on the market.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason that is I'm able to reach out to these therapists. I'm like, hey, this is the rate, and I would really appreciate if you can help out. And not a lot of, the companies nowadays with hospitals, they can't do that. People get paid the hour. salary, but the great thing is I'm able to make the own rates, and that's why I'm able to provide the cheapest counseling session.
Do you get rejected by the major companies when you partner up with them? That they they have certain standards, and I was going to more of a commercial based institution. It was, they just stick you like this is a rate.
Yeah. I don't partner with right now. I don't partner with major companies, just because things are very black and white. I need some gray there. I need some flexibility with these.
I hear
therapists.
that. See it? He flexible.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to put a little bit of my business in the street.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask for your opinion on how could you help a person like myself and a lot of men that can maybe understand where I come from.
Let's get it.
So, me coming from, I spoke earlier about childhood traumas, seeing things, experiencing things. So, a person who's now like me, maybe older in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, possibly 60s, that have hid childhood traumas away and are now faced with having to deal with some things in their past, and it may have been a scab that's an old scab that's now have been removed to force them to deal with childhood traumas. To go a step further, my dad was on drugs my whole life, man, and I saw him change. And only a year later, he died. Me and my mother had issues in my childhood, where she was focused on work and God, and she had got remarried, she had got married. And I had issues with my stepfather. So she forced me away. Only a couple years ago, she moved here to Texas. And we reconciled our relationship to the point to where we became best friends. She got sick and died. You talk about childhood traumas, things got recreated, and boom.
Yeah.
So, how do you help a man that's now faced with the traumas of childhood, instant death? And I'm going to save this other one, man, because this other one is about careers. Because most of us men, we're either mama's boys, we think the world of our fathers, or we basically live our lives through our careers.
Yeah.
So what direction, we sat down, we had a conversation, and I spilled my guts, man. I was exposed to drugs. I was exposed to sex. I was exposed to porn. I was exposed to all of these things, man, before the age of 12, 13. Now, I'm grateful, man. God has healed me from a lot of things. But I'm having this conversation with you. How do you help me?
The first thing I'm going to do is start being your friend.
Oh, that's deep.
It's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to wait for a therapist to reach out to you. I'm going to start being your friend then and there. And I'm going to be open about myself. When two people can be open together about their traumas, you can try to deny the bond. You can try to do everything, but most of the time we're going to connect. And that's just the first step. But I'm going to personally build a bond with you, and I'm going to then do the best that I can do with providing the best solution in regards to the best therapist for you. And this therapist might have had the same traumas as you. This therapist may have, their father may have passed early in their life, and they may be in the same situation that you can relate on with her. And also, you know, this therapist may be practicing in their career just like you are, based on their past. I know my therapist does. So, connecting with others, man, it's where a lot of people struggle with, and it's probably one of the best things that I would provide for you.
I love that, man. I love just the solution, man. Just the upfront, like, man, I'm here. Before I even connect you with anybody else, I'm here, and that's why my heart and my passion, man, is into Men's Truth. Man, Men's Truth started for me years ago. It just had other names because God has given me a heart, man, to help men of all ages and all colors and all backgrounds. I have a heart for it. And I often ask God, man, why you give me such a heart for it? Because, man, it's like I can sniff out a hurt male.
Yeah.
Because, man, I've been hurt in so many different ways, man. And I know what it feels like to be alone, bro. I know what it feels like to feel alienated. And I'm an extrovert. I'm the type that's probably going to approach you and say, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah.
But to still feel the loneliness, man, and the bareness on the inside is indescribable. So what I try to do is I can sniff out other men that may even be feeling like I feel, but they might not be people persons.
Yeah.
They may be an introvert that don't like to be around people.
The whole trust factor.
Yeah.
The whole trust factor.
So
this love that you say that, you know, friendship of getting to know somebody.
Yeah.
And that's what you say every day. It's okay to speak to somebody standing right next to you, because just by you speaking to them and showing that you can just be a normal human being, a friend, a stranger, you could pull them back from the edge for that day. You know, just that friendship. So that part right there, we speak heavy on because we do that constantly to more people. It's getting us back from our depression that we've been into, and it's getting us back out to speaking to people, opening up. Hey, how you doing today? Smile at you.
Yeah.
You know, you having a good day? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let me help you out. So that is key. Y'all see that his business has some gems in there. That he's just a genuine person. You guys have a lot of trust issues. You guys don't feel like this is the right moment to open up. You can start small. You can start in small groups and talk, you know, to like-minded people in a small group from there. But that avenue right there is missing in a lot of places. It's missing in your family. It's missing with your friends. It's missing in workplaces and even in, the spiritual world, churches and everything else. It's just finding a friend.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's bigger than you know by just saying that, because somebody's going to listen to that and be like, dog, I've just been missing that. Somebody who really listened to me understand me.
Yeah.
Like, I miss that. You know how tough we are as men. We ain't about to open up to nobody if we don't like you. And that's going to be that wall of hard as all get. So just by saying that, it gets the mind thinking, you know. Yeah. That's what I really need. That's it. That's the solution. I need that.
Yeah.
So call my phone if y'all need me. Call his phone. Call Kid's phone. Blow up a meal back here. You know,
man. I totally agree, man. He often tells a story about how we met. It was at an altar. He said he looked up. I was singing that day, and God just kept showing me him. Can't miss him. He a big dude, but I wasn't looking at the big dude. I saw the little boy that was on the inside of him, that was crying for help. And I was able to relate to that little boy. And in that moment, I was like, man, my little boy is telling your little boy that it's going to be okay. I'm going to stick right here by you. See, man, when the Bible says that a friend stick closer than a brother, I understood what that meant by other friends that came around me to stick closer to me like a brother. So I try my best to be that for so many people. In the midst of me really feeling like I need another level of it, I need another level of that accountability. And like I was gonna ask you before, but I guess I can ask now when it comes to a career man. I had some career shifts in my life. I drove trucks, man. When you said your dad worked from 4 a.m. to 7, man, he had truck driver hours, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was or not, but I drove trucks, man, and I used to work those same hours. But I always tell him, man, I coach football. My thing was I didn't have support when I was younger when it came to playing ball, and I was pretty good at playing ball. But I quit because nobody came to see me play. And I felt like I had no support anywhere. I can skip school and then come back to school and ride the bus and nobody ever questioned that I was even at school. Nobody cared enough until it got so bad to where my mother had to show up in class. And I was crying out for help and didn't know that I was crying out for help, but I was crying out through my actions. And I seen a lot of those traits, even as an adult, of the quitter. Like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. But when the careers and things started happening, and I would begin to excel because I'm super goal oriented, and once I start something, I see it through. But I'm not a starter. That's the tough part, because starting anything can mean instant failure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why I came.
I'm about to go back this way. Back to you. Now, these men need to know. Just give them. We're gonna be honest right now.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be blunt on the show, we're gonna tell you what's going on right now. Why can't you start stuff?
Man, the fear of failing in front of others.
Okay.
That's a tough thing for me.
Now, does that stop you from progressing as a man? Do you feel like you losing a part of you because that is right there in your front door?
Absolutely. It feels like if I fail when I start something, that I'm really not no good anyway. You're not good enough anyway. And it's just another thing you failed at. And to keep from failing, I won't start it. I'd rather not start and never experience the fail than to start and fail. And I'm starting to understand more and more in my life that some things I have to start and fail to conquer. Yeah. But the thought of that is scary for me. It's really scary for me.
Where do you think that fear came from?
Childhood. 100%. I know it did. It takes me back to places that I was left uncovered. And then the fear. To be vulnerable is one thing. I'm choosing to be vulnerable in a moment. It's a choice. But to be uncovered and vulnerable when you don't want to be is a whole nother other. And what'll happen, it'll take me back to a place where I didn't choose to be vulnerable, but I was left uncovered. So it says, oh my God, I can't fail again because it makes me feel like that.
Now, how that affects you, but you got a circle around you. How does it affect them? For the people to understand, it's not just you that's affecting, but you might have a spouse, a partner, children. From personal experience, and I'm going to let you answer that, and I'm going to add into my experience because I'm the total opposite of you. So how does it affect your family?
I block it. I try my best to play protection from that part of my reality. As far as the minister dude, the guy who's always, he leads, I lead with encouragement because, man, want somebody to like, hey,
Yeah.
I see you, big dog. They lift you up here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hesitant of saying I need it with hopes of you seeing I need it. I'd rather for you to see that I need you. Ooh, this is emotional for me, bro. I'd rather for you to see that I need help and care to come and see about me than for me to tell you that I need help and you don't come.
So just about to ask, is it because of the risk?
Yeah. Everything's tied to somebody leaving me uncovered and not showing up. And I treat people personally just like that. Because of, if I let you hear and you fail, it takes me here. And I've learned, man, and I have to have a relationship with God. I have to, because it would take me down a suicidal spiral to where I'm not effective for anybody. And even with him, I was able to see him because I'm like, man, I know how that feel. At least until I can get what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be what at least he needs, because he need what I need in this moment. And I find myself like this, here. And it's never like
pouring back in. So this show means much more than we speak about, because it affects us every day, and we're glad that you're here to share your insight on solution based, but it also brings truth to the topic.
Yeah.
My brother needs me more than he know.
Yeah.
And I needed him. If you guys didn't know, facing suicide on my knees, I felt I lost everything and had to hit the reset button over. Mm-hmm. And I was so far underneath that rock, I felt like that rock was pinning me down. Mm. Even though I got so many encouragements around me. My big brothers, my big brother and sister are my all-stars. My mom is I'm a mama's boy. That's everything to me. Mm-hmm. My best friend, I didn't go to them. I didn't go to none of them because they're not here. And then you don't want to keep bringing problems to the family.
Yeah.
So when he picked me up, it's an embrace that I needed so deeply in that moment. That friendship you talk about was the smallest thing, but the biggest thing that I needed, because it saved me from facing suicide the next week. The next week after that. While this stuff is still going on, nothing's getting better the next week after, the next month after that, Mm-hmm. So I needed that in person. Yeah. And I'm glad you provided that. But then also speaking about you, Kev, my brother's facing a lot of pouring into and kind of pushing. I'm a pusher between us two. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep pushing him to be a healthier person, to get his fire back underneath him, because he needed it, to mentally be stable within himself instead of giving somebody else the help. You're a helper, but you got to help yourself. So I'm the opposite. I'm the pusher, the go-getter. And my fear is opening up too much to fail at the end. Like, I'm gone. I'm taking off. Mm-hmm. But then, boom, I failed at the end. Why didn't I have the success? Why didn't I hit the finish line? And then feeling that vulnerable, that I got to that point, and you take it all away from me. It feels like much of a harder blow than the start. I started, I got this far, and you take it away. So the men out there experiencing either what Kev is experiencing, what I'm experiencing, overall, having other people around you to talk about it, and somebody who made it through it and now is successful, has his own business, has a solution-based your mental stress, and calling in and just talking where you feel like you don't have a first step. Don't fear a start. Don't fear a loss at the end. Find the first step and just go. And then as you go, you stack on help, solutions from that. And I feel like you brought a lot of light to that, because we, be honest, like today, didn't even think of it like that. And you brought that to light even more. Like, dang, bro, you was dealing with that. We were just talking about the other day. Dang, that's me. There goes the solution.
Yeah.
This is why we're doing it here. This is why Man's Truth is connecting with other people, which is the bridge to other bridges for other people.
Yeah.
And I speak on that today because as we wear this shirt, didn't even realize how much of our truth that we live in that you bring it to life, that we need to be honest about to everybody else. What he's dealing with, what I'm still dealing with today, what you may be dealing with, but you're still helping other people. As we pour into them, as we say, we pour into them, we still got to remember about us too. Mm-hmm. So you got anything to speak on that? Man, that was a lot. I'm proud of you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Every day is a struggle, man, but it's a proud moment. Proud of you too, TJ, man, coming this far, man. It sounds like you got something great movement right now, and y'all need to tie into this, man. This is deep. It's deep, yeah. But it's fun to learn new things from new people, man.
Absolutely. I think we we said a lot, man. I honestly, man, don't want to put a bookmark in it, man, because I think it's still some things uncovered.
There's a lot more to talk about.
It is, man. I will say this though, man. Bro, I can't say it enough. You're not alone, man. You're not alone. And as I look into this camera, it's reflecting back to me. There's more monitors looking at me than it is a camera looking at me. And it's telling me, Kev, you ain't alone either, big dog. And I'm eating that. And I'm starting to understand one brother at a time, man, one person at a time, man. Hey, man, you don't have to live in your past. You don't have to allow your past to dictate your current state. Mm-hmm. And I'm really learning that my past doesn't have to live in my future. I'm learning that, man. I'm coming as no preacher, no perfect guy, man. I'm coming as a dude that's in the fire
right now
with you, dog.
Right now.
In the fight, man.
So we got a lot on the show. If you want to get fit, I got that covered too, I can train you.
Get a haircut?
Kev?
Hey, man, I was told that I don't talk about what I do enough, man. I'm a barber, man. I cut hair. I'm a barber. And I'm fire with it. I'm cold with it, man. The boy got some. And anybody's hair, straight hair, fine hair, coarse hair, no hair, alopecia hair, I'm not extending anybody's hair.
You a toupee?
I can do a toupee, but I can't
man
do
unit. Hey, I can't follow that, bro. I can't follow that. You get home, you just.
Hey, man, those man units are becoming real popular.
Man, they are. Hey, Kev is cold on the cuts, man. Kev is cold. Check him out. He's located here locally in Texas.
Hey, man.
For where I'm putting the plug out for you, bro.
I like that.
Hey,
man.
Kev is cold. So y'all need a haircut? Send all your kids for free to Kev for free. Like I said, fitness. We got fitness.
Bird in here?
We got fitness covered. Y'all want some training? Y'all thinking about it on the edge? Hey, I can start y'all Kev. Get your hair cut right.
Guess what, man? What if Man's Truth turned into an all-in-one experience where you can come, you can work out, you can get the mental health you need, and you can come and get a fresh haircut, man.
Hey, did you?
Wait a minute, did that just?
Wait, we can't.
Hey, we can have
start your own podcast.
Hey, we can have a production studio.
Commercial.
Wait a minute.
If y'all interested in that, please let us know and send all your funds this way.
I mean, you always look, man.
Why, bro? I'm just trying to help out.
Nobody sending no money to you, man.
I'm talking about business through the business.
Business. There you
business
go.
Connect. Don't send the funds to me directly because I will use it.
You turn into an old car salesman. Send your money to me. We'll show you how to do the 2s and the 3s. No, man. Oh man, TJ, man, it was a pleasure.
Oh yeah,
having you in this place, man. And I can't say this enough. Welcome to the brotherhood,
Welcome
man.
to the brotherhood.
You know, you are welcome on this show at any time, any moment. Man, whatever you got going on, we got going on. We support you, we push you, in all that you are doing, man.
Likewise.
I feel like we connected by the hip, man.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate this divine connection. You know, without further ado, man, I want to make sure we hand this over to you, man. This is our actual introduction to the brotherhood, man. Welcome to the family of men's truth, man. You are a brother to us, man. And again, I can't say it enough, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all having me on here, man.
You got the first 101 right there.
Okay.
That's the first edition of that.
Wow.
You know. Sorry, Emil.
We didn't forget about Emil.
Yes, we did on purpose. He did.
It was last minute. It's not my fault. It's Kev.
Oh man,
all Kev's fault.
You know, but man, I definitely appreciate this segment. It's pretty emotional for me, man. We'll connect soon because I think me and myself can use what you have and what you're doing. So we will connect.
Yeah, definitely want to have you back, man.
Yeah.
We got veterans coming through. We can slide through.
Yeah.
And meet with the bros, and then we're gonna have more outreach. We want to get together and do something to collaborate.
Absolutely.
To bring in more light to this. Maybe get out in the public and just talk and have fun with people.
Yeah.
See what people's mind is, and then start the outreach program.
And I'll even say this because it just pinged in my brain, man. Maybe if you have some brothers that just want to connect and they have issues with connecting with other men, that's what men's truth is,
Small
man.
group talk, yeah.
So we definitely, that's what we are here for.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited
I hope y'all excited.
Hope y'all excited,
Woo!
man. Tune in if y'all haven't already. If y'all been losing a little focus, come right back, here.
Yeah.
Grab a friend, grab a brother.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes, please do. Subscribe.
Subscribe. But
what else?
I like which way you're going because I got a song.
You always got a song, but
I always got a song, man.
What song is this?
Hey, man, it's only right, man. You know that we finish off this segment, man, with a song. And he just said it and didn't even realize it.
I didn't.
But the song of the day, I want y'all to go out and blast it. I want you to turn it on if you're watching this at nighttime, if you're watching this during the day, if you're walking down the street, it don't even matter. But this song right here, it's an old school song, but it's so appropriate for this moment. And it's called A Friend by the Winans.
That quick? You picked
That
it
quick,
up?
man.
He stole that. That was my thought.
Go and blast the Winans, man.
Yeah.
Because everybody need a friend.
Definitely.
Everybody needs a friend.
Oh, man, that was so good to say it, man.
Yeah.
Everybody definitely needs a friend.
Absolutely.
Let's start there. Let's make a friend today. Smile at somebody
Yeah.
you don't know. Say what's up to somebody. Yo, open that door to friendship because that's going to take you so many places. Could be a connection to your problem right there, I tell you.
Yeah. So, well, we thank y'all for locking in with us. Appreciate y'all. God bless.
God bless.
See y'all next time, right? Next time, baby. Men's Truth, we out of here.
Kids here.